Hey, what's up, fellas? Chris, Fist LRC Garage, back. Kind of want to do a little video like maintenance, like what I do for maintenance. Remember I said I got some parts on this from Black Friday, so I'll go over what I changed on it. I put the Fat Dad cups in here, drive cups, front and rear. Obviously, they don't make centers. So I had this one all torn apart. Things I like to do for maintenance, you know, you don't have to do it every winter, but if you have time, it's a good idea to do. I'm a big fan of putting boots on my cups where the the dog bones go into. So if you have those or whatnot, put grease in there. Like on this one, I do have the 5B OutDrive boots, so I lubed all those up. I put new arms on this thing, pulled the engine, pulled the radio tray, pulled the gas tank. I did polish up the engine. They get pretty dull pretty fast. I did clean the pipe, and I did do it a little different this time. Not on this pipe, but I used to use on my small bores Scotch-Brite pads. The only problem with Scotch-Brite pads, they do leave scratch marks. So what I've been doing, you can use, WD for any whatever rust penetrant, but you use tin foil. It doesn't take a lot off each time, but it doesn't leave any scratches. This pipe was pretty brown, like you could see closer where the heat is and stuff, but like the whole pipe was like that. So the tin foil works. But going back to maintenance, now if you're taking it apart to replace broken parts, I mean, that's different. You know what I mean? This one, like I said, I would change the arms. So I put all new, Losi 5T arms. So I lubed, the bearings. I even had obviously I had the diffs apart to replace the put the Fat Dad cups in there, drive cups. So I had the diff apart. So I lubed the ring and pinion gear. What else did I do? Same thing with the rear. I clean it. The diff fluid, was really clean, so I just added some. Because I went over this one not that long ago, and it doesn't have that many passes on it since I redid it. But a good thing to do, like I said, if you do have boots on them, I mean, this goes for Bajas too. Grease them up. It's a good point to check the bearings, so forth, and, see if your pins are worn. Because I put a new pin on this one on the center. This is a Fat Dad shaft. My cups were still fine, so I didn't replace those. New fill filter. I did do new fuel lines. Shock fluid's good because I did that not that long ago. So this one's basically done. I mean, good thing about, I don't recommend taking them apart after, every, 4 runs or what. Not saying it's a good thing to do or a bad thing to do. It's just, I don't do that. I don't have that much time to do that. But when I do, if I know I'm going to be opening up the diff, then I go, I go through the whole thing. You know what I mean? New gaskets, so forth. Like Losi 5Ts, they get really dirty in there. I cleaned all this up and polished it and stuff. It's good to get the dust material from the clutch off. I polished this up a little bit, my modified. Your couplers, your front and rear couplers, I put a bunch of grease in there. Same thing with the front one I just said. It's just a good point to really, see what's wearing, what's not wearing. I don't know how you guys are, but I don't always get tons of time to run. So when I do go run, I got to make sure my, shit runs, you know what I mean? So I don't have any breakage, but, like take the center pins out, clean them up, put them in, put new Loctite, just preventative maintenance. So this is my 5T. And then I did my Losi 5B. I took it all apart. Actually, I just finished this one today. The only thing on this one, I did not put new fuel line just because I replaced these like almost the end of last summer. You know, same thing with this. You know, I put boots on these, so I put new grease in there. You know, grease in there. Check the wheel bearings. I had the engine out. You know, did the same thing with the pipe on this thing. You know, tin foil, and you know, you clean underneath there, get all the outerwears cleaned off. You know, you wouldn't believe how much you know, crap gets built up in there. And I don't know if I mentioned, but the last time I ran this one, I was not hitting big jumps, but I was hitting jumps, and my my zip ties loosened up, so it caused my pipe to drop down, and it hit on the side guard and burnt it. See if you can see there. So I put some new side guards on. But same thing with this one. You know, I didn't take apart the diffs. I did have them apart, but I'm saying I didn't like change fluid on them, only because I did the fluid last year when I put the OBR 34 in here. So I just lubed the ring and pinion gear. But you know, good maintenance. I mean, you know, not necessarily the cleaner they look. I mean, you know, you're not going to break stuff, or you know, or stuff's going to wear out faster, but you can catch stuff pretty fast, you know. And you know, if you have raw pipes, you know, put some you know, penetrating oil on there. I just started using I was always using MP, which is AMSOIL metal protector, which is a little hard to get, but I mean, you know, it's you know, it's like WD-40, whatever. But I've been using, because I do keep them in the garage, so you know, there's more temperature change. I mean, my garage is heated, but you know, there's more moisture in the garage, the doors opening up, closing, so forth. So stuff can rust up faster. So I've been using, I tried this time, RC Ohio was telling me about 3-in-1 oil, which I've had this 3-in-1 oil probably for years. I've been putting that on the pipes, and it seems like it stays. I mean, look how shiny it is. Like, it leaves a good film on the pipe. Now it's gonna get dusty, but I'd rather have it dusty than, you know, rusted. You know what I mean? I mean, it's fine if you don't care about your pipes, whatever, you know. So anyways, like I said, I had this one all torn apart. So like, you know, I cleaned the arms really good, you know what I mean? So forth. So then after I get it all back together, after it's all really cleaned, there's two things I like to use. Now it depends if you want a real high shine, like you could see here. I mean, you know, not really too much. It's not real greasy. If you want it really protected, this stuff here is awesome, but it is expensive. This is a high gloss. Now this does leave an oily residue. Other than that, after it's all clean, just silicone spray. I mean, this is AMSOIL, but you can get any kind of silicone spray. This also leaves a nice shine to it. Not as oily as the SC1. You know, I'm not saying one's better than the other, but you know, you could see, you know, the shine difference. You know, it just depends how you want it. Now, I don't mind doing that because it's going to sit the rest of the winter, so that stuff will, you know, come off basically, you know what I mean? You probably don't want to do that right away, then go run it, because it will get dusty. But the only thing that's nice with this stuff, you can blow it off really easy. You know, I don't run mine in filthy mud. You know, mine are basically grass, but it does get dusty in there. So I have more of like dust issues than dirt issues, you know what I mean? So with the dust, you kind of just blow it off the air compressor. But anyways, you know, I like to go through the bearings. You know, if fuel lines are always good after every season to replace. You know, they're cheap. They cause you, you know, they can cause you some headaches. Filters too, I like to put filters. I mean, it depends how much you run, you know what I mean? If you run a lot, you know, you should replace your filter more often, you know what I mean? But, you know, I just check, like, you know, the outerwears, make sure all that's all good, still Velcro's on good. But I always oil my pipes. And then some people might say I'm a little bit crazy on this. I do replace my plugs pretty frequently. That's just my own thing, you know what I mean? Because I'm always reading the plug, how my tune is. So I do pull them out a lot, and then I just end up replacing them. Also, now if I ran Saturday and then Sunday, that's a different story. But usually sometimes it might be like once a month, sometimes 2 times a month or whatever, you know, or there might be Saturdays and Sundays running. But if I run every other week, let's just say, so I'll say this week and I run Saturday and then I don't run till the following Sunday or something, I always take my filters off, clean them off with Dawn soap, and then I re-oil them. Now that, I mean, that's a little excessive, but you know, these engines are cheap and, you know, air filter oil is cheap. You know what I mean? You know, so usually when I get home after running them, I'll, you know, blow them off, clean them off as best as I can, you know, kind of do a little visual inspection, whatever, you know what I mean? Then I'll pull the filters, clean them, and go from there. You know, but if I'm going to run Saturday and Sunday, then no, I don't do that. You know what I mean? But I always blow them off with my air compressor. I don't break them apart after, you know, 3 runs, 2 runs, 1 run, none of that. But, what else? I don't know, just basically a good visual inspection. But I mean, like, winter time, I do, you know, more of the, I'm always doing something to them on winter time, something bigger, you know what I mean? So I do take them apart more. Like I said, I just had this one all apart. I was gonna maybe put videos in this video, but we'll see. But you know, you keep them nice, and they, you know, just like a real car. You know what I mean? You do preventative maintenance and keep them nice, and you know they last pretty long. And you know, like I said, it's a good point to see when a drive pin's gonna get loose or, you know, whatever. You know, these things vibrate, obviously, you guys know. So yeah, like I said, I just got done redoing all this one. This one pretty much had like a full kind of maintenance deal on it. But other than that, I mean, that's basically about it. You know, oil your pipes. Like I said, I oil all my pipes except for this one, because this one's got a clear coat on it. But, you know, I oiled all the pipes. But try the 3-in-1 oil. You know, I put this on, I don't know, a few hours ago, and it's like, it leaves a good film on there, because a lot of the other stuff kind of just wears down, breaks down, or soaks into the pipe, whatever. You know what I mean? What else was I gonna say? Still a couple more things I got to do. I still got that WJ71 that I got to put on the 65 Baja over there. Yeah, I don't know. Also, one other thing I do. Now, this can get a little pricey, however you want to word it or freight, whatever. For instance, like if you take a motor mount bolt out or whatever, okay, let's just say one of these bolts, okay? I usually replace the bolts, okay? Because you'll get it out this time. When you put it back in, it's going to start wearing more. And then when you have to take it back out, most of the time you're going to have issues. Whether you use MIPs, DDM tools, Protect, whatever, they do wear out. So, here, I'll show you. On Amazon, I mean, these aren't the only ones I have, but you can get all 3 of these kits. Now, this one is a, like flathead screws. They have flathead screws. They have, like socket, you know, heads. And then they have like the button heads, you know. You can get all 3 of them, I think, for like $60. I mean, it's 1,225 screws, nuts, washers, so forth. So I'd rather replace the screw than have to grind it and drill it, or drill it out, whatever, or easy out it, whatever. So that to me helps me out a lot. You know, hardware is not that expensive. You know what I mean? You can also, deal of the day, they sell the, I think it's the Tony Screw kit or the Full Force kit, or you can go to Ace Hardware at Home Depot all the time, however you want to do it. But usually, and not even tightening them that much, but like usually you're going to start getting questionable coming out easy, you know, the second or third time. So I usually just replace them. you know, like the motor mount bolts on this, whatever bolt, I mean, not these, you know what I mean? Not the big stuff, but like, you know, the littler screws, or the little ones that have the littler Allens, you know what I mean? Like your 3 millimeters, you know what I mean? Your 2 and 3 millimeters. You know, I just find that helps out a lot. Just, you know, just to replace them, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that might be excessive to some people, but that's what I do, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, even if you get in there, I don't have an example. Here, let me see. I don't know, hopefully this is the right, no, I don't think it's the right one. Well, anyways, you guys know what I'm saying. Oh, here it is. You know, they get loose in there. I mean, this one's tight because it's a brand new one, but, you know, you take it in and out, in and out, in and out. It's going to get loose in there, you know. So, usually I'll just replace them. Yeah, I'm not trying to make this a tutorial video or anything like that. I'm just saying what I do. You know, usually every year I'll try to get one, like, I try to take one pretty far down, you know, every winter, I would say. But I'm usually kind of doing upgrades on certain ones, you know what I mean? So, you know, you're already there, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, I mean, that's basically what I could say. I don't know. Just they seem like they last a lot longer, and you can find, you know, stuff going bad, you know, kind of while you're taking them apart. Yeah, like, you know, whatever, put new zip ties on, you know, just stupid stuff, you know what I mean? It makes a difference, you know? You know, filters, oil them, clean out your outerwears. I mean, clean these, both of these with Dawn. I found that works really good. It breaks it down the best. You know, a hard fuel line or a collapsed fuel line or a cracking fuel line, you know, it can cause you not to start your, you know, your vehicle up, you know what I mean? So I think you can get this stuff for like $1 a foot, you know what I mean? So whenever I usually place an order for DDM, like I'll order like 3 or 4 feet or 6 feet or whatever, the fuel line. I'll order some spark plugs. I'll order some gaskets, like carb gaskets, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I mean, they're all pretty much done. This one I still got to put the, servo horn screws in and just linkage. But you know, pretty much of them are done. I just want to show this because I usually put it on there. But you know, like I said, I mean, as clean as you can get them by blowing them off and stuff, like you wouldn't believe what's underneath the engine. And then, you know, like even in the Pulsar outerwears and the crank outerwears, you know, shit still gets in there. So, yeah, just a little short video. Just wanted to show you kind of what I do, a little maintenance. Like I said, I maybe go excessive. I do my filter oil pretty frequently. Same thing with spark plugs. You know, as cheap as that stuff is, it can cause you to have fun that day or not have fun. You know what I mean? You know, you can follow plugs, you know, decently easy. You know, whatever. I mean, you know, taking the diffs apart, you can see if anything's leaking. You know, I'd rather replace you know, a $2 you know, gasket or O-ring than you know, $40 gears. So yeah, I think it's you know, it's important, you know what I mean? I've also had people that don't do any maintenance and they run forever. So I mean, you know, it just depends how you want to do it. But I'll tell you what, once you clean them in, they look awesome when you clean them, though. I will say that. Like I said, I even use chrome polish on this one. I didn't do this head. I started to do it and I didn't want to get that crazy into it. You could see the difference between like this one I did compared to the other ones. It's just, it's a pain in the ass to get in there. But, you know, when they're all dusty and stuff and, you know, from running and stuff, and I'm not saying like right away, but when they're dusty and oily, you know, oil from the pipe, oil from pouring in the gas tank, you know, you really can't see if the gasket's leaking or whatnot, you know, like the whole thing's covered in oil. So I prefer cleaner the better. You know, I even did it out of my real race car, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. Try to figure out some more videos to do. I don't know, maybe I'll give the Vectis some love and clean it up real good. Like, see how, I don't know if you can see in there, see all the dust? Like, I mean, this is clean, but this is also from the garage too, you know what I mean? But, you know, like on top of the radio box, they just get dusty, but, you know, like this one's a good one. I put boots on here too. You know, it's a good way to clean up the dog pins, you know what I mean? Dog bones, whatever you want to call it. So, but that's all I got. You know, let me know what you guys think or how you guys do your maintenance, or if you guys do maintenance or don't do maintenance, whatever. And then also I'm thinking about putting the, let me know what you guys think. I think I showed it, the blue and I think it's like orange reddish flame Baja Kraken Sidewinder cage. I was thinking about putting it on here, but I don't know if the blue and red would be too much. So I was thinking maybe on the all chrome one, maybe do that. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys, I'll pull it up next time or something and show it. I was thinking about putting on either one of those. But yeah, that's about it. If you guys got any questions or feedback or, you know, what you guys do, you know what I mean? But yeah, all right, guys, have a good one. Bye.